Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, and we are here to play some spicy Merfolk in Legacy. But before we get into that, we're going to thank our sponsor, the manabase.com, your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. Now, and you should now see that I am here in wonderful HD. If you don't have HD, well, no big deal. And 16 by 9, we're making the channel a bit wider. This is sort of an experimental video going on with this experimental deck. This is a deck that I've had in my mind for way over 1 year, maybe 2 years. I have talked about this with some people. It was the idea that we have really powerful cards in Legacy in the form of Chalice of the Void and True Name Nemesis. But do you know what? This might not be enough. They're great cards, but we can't dig for them or anything. What's one card that could put us over the top? And I think the answer to that is Stoneforge Mystic. I think there is great synergy in this deck between Stoneforge Mystic and the rest of the deck, because one of the best cards would be the equipment, and the equipment are way more powerful if we can tutor for them on a very regular basis with Stoneforge Mystic. So that is the plan. I'm going to want to play Stoneforge Mystic, which can be played through Chalice of the Void, by the way. Excellent synergy there. And, you know, there's a lot of games where we're losing the race. We can really use some life gains. So we're going to have Batterskull help us out there. We can suit up a True Name Nemesis with that Batterskull, and hopefully we can pull ahead. Or even, like, Umzao's GT does the exact same thing. I don't know exactly which equipment should be in the main deck over the other, because you can certainly make an argument for Sword of Fire and Ice, which is seen in a lot of lists. So the idea that True Name Nemesis gets better with the more Stoneforges we have in the deck. I mean, this is like Stoneblade, except it's Merfolk. So I'm getting hopefully the best of both worlds. There is just enough flex spots in Merfolk. Like, do I fill this with Copter? Do I put Harbinger here, Mirror Regery? And a lot of people have tried many different things, but I would really like to try this card. And in addition to that, when we sideboard, there's always these matchups where Chalice of the Void is pretty bad, like against Eldrazi, and there's a lot of matchups where it's like absolute poop. But we can bring in Swords to Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares, fantastic card against a lot of decks. Will be great against Eldrazi, Death and Taxes, and any other matchup where Chalice of the Void is garbage. I think we can even bring this in against Dark Depths, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. So long story short, we've got a white mana base. We can play Wanderwine Hub. It basically is 8 Tundras. We've got 8 Tundras in the deck, and I'm playing one of each Fetch Land, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, Polluted Delta, and Scalding Tarn, so we can play around Pithing Needle effects. Pithing Needle, pretty popular in Legacy. And so we have access to 12 sources of white mana, which can make this maybe a little bit awkward, but I'm hoping not too awkward to activate. We can get Stoneforge Mystic in play at the very least through Aether Vial, and hopefully we can go about our business from there. We're reducing some number of Phantasmal Images, not all of them, because I mean it has no synergy with Batterskull or Umzao's GT. Still has synergy with the rest of the deck and True Name Nemesis. So I don't want to go in too much detail. I'm going to talk about that into the next series. This is just sort of an experimental match. Anything else cool in the sideboard? No, not really. Okay, so let's go play our game. We won the die roll, fantastic. So here's one of these hands where we don't have the white mana, but I'm going to keep it. And I think by most metrics the hand is good anyway. As long as we don't keep drawing islands, because we can't even cast Silvergill Adept off of the Stoneforge Mystic. Not 100% sure, but I believe that we have just enough mana for... sorry, we have just enough blue cards in the deck to make Force of Will work. We have 30 blue cards. Looks like we might be up against Storm here. Looks like we might really be up against Storm here. Or not. Chalice on 1? Pfft. Maybe I should have considered doing that myself. Chalice, well, Chalice on 0 at the very least. So I'd appreciate a Merfolk or a Tundra or something. Merfolk, Tundra, fetch land. A lot of bad cards, though. So the deck, I mean, obviously is what made way weaker to Blood Moon, but not unplayable. So we got our Merfolk. So what is this based on what we see? Could this be Eldrazi? Anyway, we'll play this thing for 0. Cut off those Pact of Negations. Oh, excellent. We have a Pluto Delta. Very likely we're just going to play the True Name Gnosis next turn, though. Ooh, it's Red Hate Wins, which sometimes is incredibly damaging. It hurts. This deck hurts a lot. However, we've got Stoneforge Mystic, which can search up artifacts. We just naturally draw a Tundra as well. Which in that case, I think I'll end up playing the Pluto Delta and fetching for an island and then casting True Name Nemesis. And the reason for that is if our opponent plays Blood Moon, at least we have double island on the board. And I can play Stoneforge Mystic next turn anyway. So far, we are seeing our opponent do nothing. They got a lot of mana on the board. Oh, they have a great start. Maybe they keep drawing Lotus Petals. Well, I mean, Chalice on 0 is serious business. Through the Breach. How many permanents do I have on the board? Not a million. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're going to sacrifice everything except an island. Or maybe the Mutavault. No, probably everything except the island. Or should I just leave True Name out there? The thing is, I can play a Stoneforge Mystic next turn and get Batterskull and start gaining some life, even though that won't get out of range of Emrakul. But how many turns is that? Okay, so next turn I play Stoneforge Mystic. Then I play... I don't know. Next turn I put a Batterskull in play. Then I attack. Then I attack. This is 5 turns. So turn 1, Stoneforge Mystic. My next turn, Stoneforge Mystic. Next turn after that, put Batterskull in play. Next turn after that, attack for 4, gain 4 life. Or I guess attack for 5. And then the turn after that... Well, if I keep Mutavault in play, I can attack for even more. Okay, let's do that. Okay, hold on. Okay, next turn, Stoneforge Mystic. Next turn after that, Batterskull. Next after that, hit for 7. Next turn after that, win. So it's a 4-turn clock either way. Okay, let's get rid of these things. The most important thing is that we are alive. Does our opponent have some sort of plan here? There's a Lord of Atlantis. There's a Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, so let's see Stoneforge do some work. Stoneforge is like a one-person army. Brings the reinforcements. Oh, come on. Another one? How many miracles you got? You only had 2 cards in hand last time. Okay, so we'll concede. It's fine. I get it. I get it. I can't remember how many 0 drops they have. Okay, so it's Plowshares, not interesting. Misdirection, I don't remember if that's useful. Grafdigger's Cage, not useful. Relic, not useful. Well, by golly, none of this looks useful. Okay, so Flusterstorm, playable. Maybe Chalice, not so great. Fine on 0. I think they play another 0 mana artifact ramping card. Keep the rest. Yeah, sure, we'll keep the rest. So I think Stoneforge Mystic has a lot of potential. And don't be thinking about Brainstorm. We're not playing Brainstorm in this deck. Never. I don't care how many shuffle effects. Anyone touting for Brainstorm, we could have always played fetch lands for those shuffle effects, and it's not worth it. Stoneforge, very interesting card. Super interesting. Chalice of the Void, also a very interesting card. Not looking so great in this matchup. So yeah, I had this idea for like Stoneblade for an incredibly long time, but I don't play enough Legacy that I would commit a lot of hours to testing this out. But you know what? It's now the holiday season. I can do whatever I want. There's no big Legacy tournament around the corner. And maybe after a league, this will maybe inspire someone to pick it up, tweak it. Maybe there are better... I mean, I don't even know what there is for white in sideboard cards. Very much like the idea of Swords to Plowshares, though. That card looks great. This hand is great. You want to play Emrakul? Go for it. I'd gladly let you play that card. You hit me, I hit you. So the hand looks promising. Opponent mulligans. Makes things even more promising. I'm debating to play Polluted Delta and get an island out, because it's very possible our opponent brings in Blood Moon post-board. And we have so few white creatures, like what we got, like just Stoneforge Mystic, and we can bring Stoneforge Mystic in off of Aether Vial. So I'll play this thing. Because we could definitely see a turn 1 Blood Moon, and that wouldn't be good. So that's how we're going to play around Blood Moon. And even though we can't activate the ability with blue lands, I mean, we can still hardcast a lot of these cards. It's not like Batterskull is incredibly important in this matchup anyway. Ooh, Mutavault. Ooh, another Mutavault. Getting permanents in play will be a very good thing. It'll be a fantastic thing. Having an Ether Vial in play after an Emrakul hit, beautiful. Love it. Love that too. Let's... I guess let's go to town on our opponent's life total. Do you know what? I played this island thinking I would hardcast Lord of Atlantis, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to attack for 4. But if I do this, I should have played the other Mutavault, which would put me in a position where I could probably win next turn. Because after I play Violin Lord of Atlantis, I could attack for a lot more. Or I'm pretty sure we would have lethal. Will I still have lethal? I can put... I need... Get these things to 5/5s. 3, 4... No, not quite lethal. I believe Volcanic Fallout is just 2 damage to all creatures, so I can vial in a Phantasmal Image and copy a Lord of Atlantis to save my team. Instant speed Anger of the Gods? No, I don't think that exists. Uncounterable instant speed Anger of the Gods. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, if you wanted to play Volcanic Fallout, it should have been at the end of your turn. Hiromoto. I know we're not seeing any white cards this game, because they're not going to be relevant in this matchup, but I hope you're excited for Stonefolk, Merblade, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty good. It's pretty good to pitch to force a will. Let's go to game 3. Come on. Let's go to game 3. It's game 3 time. It's game 3 time. It's time for game 3. The hell is this? I had it. I had it. That's right. You gonna Simeon Spirit Guide Pyroblast? Nope. Alright, so we go to game 3. I don't think I want to change anything. Yeah, we'll just submit this. So one thing I'm learning in this experimental game is that I don't think my computer can handle either the HD like it's pretty laggy. Maybe I have to like turn some other stuff off on my computer. Well, this hand is terrible for this matchup. This hand is much better. I'm fine with this being on top. More permanents, the better. What is going on here? Blood Moon? Which is fine. We've got a bunch of Ether Vials. Oh! Oh no! Well, that's not good. That's a well-timed Chalice of the Void, in my opinion. But our opponent just lost a bunch of cards. So maybe it's not so bad. And we still have, you know, a hand that where we can cast things. You know, a bunch of in a few soul lands, we might be like really regretting life. True Name Nemesis. Tower of Souls. Maybe we can draw Cavern of Souls. Our clock is slow, though. We gotta hope that our opponent has, like, I don't know, nothing. Master of the Pearl Trident. A fantastic card to reveal to Silver Adept. Okay, no land drop for our opponent. Excellent news. Stoneforge Mystic. Not bad. Yeah, I guess I'm willing to put that thing on the board. Why play Stonefolk and not play your Stoneforge Mystic? Oh, that sucks. A Braid. Standard cards making their way to Legacy. Well, it's going to be a while before we cast that Batterskull then. Let's be patient. Maybe our opponent is just playing with a lot of removal. Which in that case, getting another land would be fantastic. Let's reveal the Master of the Pearl Trident again. I mean, I guess I should have attacked first. Let's attack. Second. Yeah, I was like slightly afraid of Pyroblast the entire time, but I guess that card's off the board thanks to Chalice of the Void. And we'll discard an Ether Vial. We'll make our opponent feel really proud of their Chalice of the Void. Ho 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 ho! They were going to play that Ether Vial. I screwed with their plans. Ooh, Tundra. Okay, so we're going to attack for 4. Play our True Name Nemesis. Name Hiramoto. Truth be told, we don't really name him. We just click on his name. Click on his avatar. Or her avatar. More mana. Volcanic Fallout is playable. I have been against enough red decks where I'm tired of like running my team into a Volcanic Fallout for no reason, so I guess I'm not going to play into it right now. Because if I were to play Lord of Atlantis or Master of the Pearl Trident and our opponent suddenly Simian Spirit Guides into Volcanic Fallout and I attacked with everything, including the Mutavault, then I would lose the Mutavault, 2 Silver Adepts, a Lord of Atlantis. Doesn't feel worth it to me. Do you know what? No, it does not. I don't like it. Reveal the True Name Nemesis, and we will cast the True Name Nemesis. More misery. You love misery? I got tons of it. Misery.deck. Sweet, we won. Alright, so that's a good start for Stonefolk. Tune in next time when we're going to play Stonefolk in Legacy.